Welcome everyone. Today we're starting a new unit in English language. The theme is a serious one, drug abuse. This is our unit opener. By the end of this video, you will be able to identify the causes and effects of drug abuse. You will also be able to suggest possible solutions for drug addiction and answer relevant questions. We'll start with a poem or song lyrics. As you read, think about this question. In what ways are humans like the moth? The moth doesn't care when he sees the flame. He might get burned, but he's in the game. And once he's in, he can't go back and beat his wings till he burns them black. No, the moth doesn't care when he sees the flame. No, the moth doesn't care when he sees the flame. The moth doesn't care if the flame is real, 'cause flame and moth got a sweetheart deal, and nothing fuels a good flirtation like need and anger and desperation. No, the moth doesn't care if the flame is real. No, the moth doesn't care if the flame is real. Now the text says, like the moth, humans flirt with danger, out of need, anger, and desperation. Question for you. Why would someone compare a person using drugs to a moth flying into a flame? Exactly, because both seem drawn to something dangerous, even though they might get hurt or die. And the song adds 3 reasons: need, anger, desperation. Keep those in mind. Humans expose themselves to danger in various ways, including through toxic relationships, unrealistic aspirations, and unreasonable curiosity. Substance abuse, like drugs and alcohol, is another serious form of self-exposure to harm, often linked to an adrenaline rush. Here's a question for you. Which of these do you think is most common among teenagers? Exactly. The most common ones for teens are peer pressure, curiosity, and adrenaline rush. Mind you, today we focus on substance abuse as one dangerous behavior. Read these 2 sentences with me. Drug addiction is a complex disease, not a hallmark of moral failure or lack of willpower. It requires long-term, extensive treatment, much like any other chronic condition. Why is this important to understand? Exactly. It is important to understand this so that we don't blame or shame people who are addicted, instead of trying to assist them and prevent others from falling as victims of substance abuse. Unfortunately, people unfamiliar with substance abuse may struggle to understand why someone starts using. This leads us to an important question. Why would someone willingly put themselves in harm's way by taking dangerous substances? Reasons why people use drugs include trauma or abuse, mental illness, low self-esteem, poverty, and relationship problems. Other factors are the loss of a loved one, stress, and chronic pain or medical conditions. Here's a question for you. Which of these might be hardest to see from the outside? Exactly. The hardest to see from the outside is mental illness or low self-esteem, because people hide it. 3 main factors contribute to addiction vulnerability: biology, environment, and development. Genetics accounts for about half of the risk. Family, friends, and socioeconomic status greatly influence the risk. Earlier substance use increases the likelihood of serious addiction. Which of these can we as a community change? True, we can change the environment by helping families and reducing peer pressure. The sad truth is that more deaths, illnesses, and disabilities are caused by substance abuse than by any other preventable health condition. Next, let's consider the impact of substance abuse. What are some of the effects of taking dangerous substances or drug addiction? The physical effects of drug abuse are serious, ranging from widespread brain damage affecting memory and decision-making to a damaged immune system and cardiovascular issues like heart attacks. Other effects include liver failure, seizures, strokes, changes in appetite, and sleep disorders. Social and economic effects include loss of employment and relationships, incarceration, and financial trouble. Drug addiction can also lead to homelessness, poor performance at work or school, and difficulty maintaining personal hygiene, along with increased impulsivity and loss of interest in formerly enjoyable activities. Now that we have discussed the causes and effects, let us turn our attention to possible solutions for drug addiction. The solutions to drug addiction focus on 2 main paths: prevention and therapy. These 2 approaches work hand in hand to combat substance abuse. Prevention strategies include having more attentive parents and educators, implementing better measures and policies against drug trafficking, and running effective public awareness campaigns. Therapy options for addiction recovery include behavioral therapy, group therapy, and the use of medications. Therapy involves 3 main components: behavioral therapy, which helps build coping and problem-solving skills; group therapy, offering a space to share and work through recovery with peers; and medications, which help minimize withdrawal symptoms. We've learned today drug abuse affects physical and psychological health, leading to symptoms like drowsiness, insomnia, paranoia, and chronic diseases. It can also damage relationships, work life, and mental health. Treatment must be tailored to the individual's needs.